This is Armored Core 6. Basically Dark Souls if you crammed it into a fully customizable Gundam suit. I go from being a no-name mercenary scanning broken cores to taking on some of the most intense 1v1 mech fights you've ever seen. To earn this platinum trophy, I had to unlock all 29 trophies across 3 full playthroughs, each harder than the last because it's a FromSoftware game, and these games aren't easy. Then comes the arena, where you fight every overpowered armor core in the game, and finally, I had to master every single mission to an S rank perfection. No mistakes, no mercy. Basically, the game told me to do it again, but better. I hope you enjoy this journey. SC! Armored Core opens up to me getting blasted from space and landing in some facility. This is the mandatory tutorial of the game, but it tries to show me how to schmoove with my mech. With that mastered, it's time for the first mission, which is to find an ID that I can use. After unsuccessfully looking at 3 different locations, I get one more spot to look. But this is a Souls game, so of course they're gonna throw a boss at me right out the gate, but I'm also pretty good at Souls games, so this shouldn't be a problem. Okay, never mind, let's go again. Bam! But why am I rank F? Illegal entry. With the first mission down, I get access to the AC design. This is where I get to fully customize my mech from the colors to the weapons, even to the body frame types. So my glow up is complete and it's now time for some real combat. Armored Core 6 contains 5 chapters with 59 missions in total, including the alternative mission pathways that we have to deal with later on to change the endings. One of which being the bad guy and bringing total destruction to the world. Naughty. You'll see that later on. The bulk of Chapter 1 are simple requests as we build up a name for ourselves among the mercenary groups. These are such tasks like taking out some turrets, destroying some transport helicopters whilst taking a load to the face. Oh, and taking down a gigantic walker like we're in Will Smith's classic film Wild Wild West. Jim West. Desperate. Alright, enough of that. The first real test is on the mission Operation Wall Climber. Our goal here is to climb the wall, you silly Billy. The mission itself is pretty standard. You kill a bunch of things, you dodge out of the cannons firing at my head, and then the Juggernaut. This guy is so hard that we had to get friends to help me take it, alleged friends to help me take it out. My sound here is also pretty cooked, so here's the reenactment of all the sounds that were going on during this fight. Give me a trophy for that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. With that mission down, I take this opportunity to do some already needed cleanup. And for now, I have to deal with training. There are 6 training missions in total that introduce new enemy types, ricochet mechanics, and hovering. The good news is that we get weapons unlocked from doing this, which is a requirement for a future trophy to collect all weapons. And also a trophy for completing all of the trainings like the good pilot we are. But when there's good news, there's also bad news. And this time we have collectibles. And this might be a hot take, but I think I would actually take multiplayer trophies over collectibles any day of the week. Nearing the end of Chapter 1, the only other notable thing that happens here is unlocking the final side content that I'll have to do. Welcome to the arena. Per the name, these are 1v1 fights against other random mechs, and even some I've already met. And yes, there is also a trophy linked to killing every single one in the arena, but we also get OS chips for beating each one. These chips are used in the OS tuning which work like passive abilities, such as bonus melee damage or health potion effectiveness. In the final mission to conclude Chapter 1, our goal here is to eliminate the enemy squad and destroy a device that's in the control center. After taking out a few squads and cannons, I make it to the center and destroy whatever this thing is. And then we meet Ari, and with as much context as that, we're thrown into a fight against Boltius. Not only does this idiot hit hard, we also have female Jarvis in our bloody ear nagging us about every single little thing. I ate that like an idiot. Oh my god. And with that, I updated my mech and off we go again. Okay, maybe I'll try something else. Let's go! Oh my gosh, that feels satisfying. And as my reward for that, we get a D-Day Terminator-like explanation of what's to come. Contact! Yay! Hey you, come here. Little bit closer, come here. Do you fancy subscribing? In true FromSoftware fashion, a lot of the story isn't presented in a in-your-face Marvel-like way, where it's clear who the bad guy is and who needs to be defeated and we get a happy ending. No, it's so much deeper. I'm on the planet Rubicon illegally after Walter had saved me and sent me out to pay him back for my life. The coral that Ari just mentioned is a resource on the planet that is worth a lot of bazinga, as it's a living energy. This stuff can learn, think, and control. Already in chapter 1 we've been introduced to different factions all trying to consume and use the coral. Ari, who we just met, is a sentient being who is connected with us, and she claims to be a Rubiconian. And that's really it for now, and off we go on our merry way. Chapter 2 begins and we start to acclimate our new life with Ari. I'm under constant attack from a fat-off laser until my pathway is blocked by a sea spider, which is a sea weapon imbued with coral energy. Is this weakness me flying? Is that what's going on here? Fuck it. Let's go. With the sea spider defeated, we get access to the ice field where Walter's intel is confirmed to be true, and that is that a coral convergence is real and is likely to happen. And maybe, just maybe, we can trust Ari because this is what she's been warning us about. Ooh, and a trophy. Ocean crossing. I'm still running around doing some errand work as a mercenary, and during one of the missions, I get to see what the true power of the PCA. This is basically a government force that is supposed to protect the coral from the fires of Ibis happening again. But in true government fashion, they're abusing their own power for their own personal gain. At this point, the story is throwing me around like a used toy. One minute I'm helping one faction take out a commander, the next I'm on their side taking out some PCA equipment, like pick one. But I eventually get a mission from Walter to further push what's really going on, and I uncover Xylem, which is a floating city being masked by a fog machine. The PCA turn up and try and stop me, but we all know how that went because I am him. I'm eventually sent out to another spaceport where I blow up some PCA Star Destroyers like I'm in bloody Star Wars, and then I defeat 2 PCA armored cores. With their defeat, they put out a command to Mother Base, and out comes another sea weapon, meet Iceworm. I chased the Iceworm down to a massive open icy plain with some other corporations, and this is one of the only scripted fights in the entire game. Just like in Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I received a weapon that is specific for this fight alone, where it breaks the Iceworm's shields, and with that down, I'm able to stun the Iceworm, and then I can do a 3-hit combo taking a third of its life.
All or nothing.
I blew it too early. I'm trying! I promise! Oh no, I have no more ammo! Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Yep. Ari and the coral. With the Iceworm's defeat, it becomes apparent that the Iceworm was actually defending a facility beneath the icy fields. Now, this wasn't any old facility, it was decked out with defenses on defenses, from a floor laser to a literal executor who's idly waiting for his next victim to come along. Pushing deeper into the facility, I blast the generator, taking down yet another location and another faction commander. Never went back for the plat. Ooh. Yay. I needed to come up for some air from the storyline that in real time, I had no idea what was really going on. So I finished up the last of the arena fights that I needed for a trophy. There's really not much to say about here. It's literally been 1v1 fights against some ACs that I've seen in various story missions that I hoped got a little bit more intense the later on I got. I finally reached to the bottom of the facility, and my so-called buddy Rusty turns up to try and stop me. It seems like another mercenary group sent him out to stop an AC. He just wasn't informed it was me. Him. And then we see it, the forgotten city and allegedly Ari's home. I get to a lake to which Walter responds, "We're here," and to investigate before the other factions arrives. Before I even get a chance to sneeze, I'm attacked by another sea weapon, and this time it's a little different. He's not only powered by coral, but he's also controlled by it, and this would be one of the hardest fights in the entire game. Yeah, but he's also taking so much damage. Oh, I mean, I took a lot there, but I can't see him. Let's go. That's it? Second try? Oh, come on. He's got, his moves are so sick. I mean, come on. Like, what a... Let's go! Oh my gosh, let's fucking go. With my victory, I'm very cheaply stunned and taken out by the faction Arquebus, with Snail pushing the attack. The city is taken over by this faction, and with the coral-powered weapons in their control, the day is looking quite grim. Re-education. I finally come to and find out Walter's true mission, and that was to destroy the coral, as he believes it's the source of all evil and it can bleed out onto different planets and cause havoc across the world. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do because I'm in one of the worst mechs I've ever seen in my entire life, and my goal now is to escape the sewers like the little rat I am. Thanks to Carla and the rescue team, I am saved with the mission ending and my AC getting returned to me. Before I get to move on with my life, Ari opens up and lets me know that she does not want me to destroy the coral because she believes it's her family and it's a part of her. Coral is living energy and she is Coral. I ignore all of this and crack on. I move on to one of the worst levels in the entire game, and that is defending the floating city of Xylem. This is literally a 5-minute tower defense situation where I fend off 3 different pathways of enemies. Not very fun, and it's not very challenging.
I give you the colony ship. Simon.
With Xylem Airborne, I spent a mission taking out Arquebus's commanders and eventually their fleet like this is some sort of Star Wars ship-destroying simulator, but with a lot more style. Before I finish up, our old friend Rusty shows up in yet another armored core, and it's time for our final showdown. Oh, it's not too late. Mid-speech. With little to no downtime, Xylem gets blasted by a laser from space, but who sent it? And we find out it was Ari in her last-ditch effort to defend Rubicon and the coral that comes with it. I chase her down to find out that she's taken over a machine of her own, because she believes that we can all live together in peace. But not in this playthrough. This is such a cool level. Okay, I can't really go toe-to-toe with her swords. Oh yeah, there we go. With Ari's defeat, there's no one left to stop Carla from sending Xylem into the coral siphon, which ends up nuking the entire planet. No one wins, the planet is gone, anyone that remained on the planet is gone, and that is Armored Core 6.
The Fires of Raven.
That's me. Pretty good. The Fires of Raven. Hold up, before I start my next playthrough, I want to spend some of my chips for upgrades and I unlocked all the core expansions. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get back into the action. In this playthrough, we get access to new missions, and over the course of this playthrough, it shows Ari that we don't plan on destroying the mission this time as we did in playthrough number 1. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the good ending. Up until chapter 5, everything is fairly similar. Most of the missions we just get to fight a new mech, enemies are in different areas, and some dialogue has changed. But on one of the last missions where we usually kill Snail and his crew, we instead go and kill Carla and her assistant Chatty. Carla has a death trigger where on her death, Xylem gets locked into being sent into the coral siphon that would nuke the planet, as we saw in ending number 1. In this new level, Rusty ends up helping us on one of the worst levels in the entire game, and that's because of Snail's new upgrade, because he's now the end boss of this level. He feels unfair, his blue shielding is a nightmare to deal with, and this was the mission that caused my S-rank grind to go from a 4-hour run to an 8-hour run. And with that down, I get one last mission, and that is to destroy Xylem's engines, and only one more threat stands in my way. It's a new armored core, and now it's powered by Coral. But the pilot is none other than the handler Walter, and this fight is an absolute joke. He does very little damage outside of the coral blade, and he goes down like it's nothing.
One day, humanity and Coral will thrive together.
Yay! Liberator of Rubicon. With New Game Plus, I got access to a whole new tier of arena fights, this time with names you might actually recognize, like Snail or Ari. Finishing all these got me another arena related trophy and all the OS chips I needed to get my final upgrades. Hey, tuning expert! And we finally get to our third and final playthrough, New Game Plus Plus, which has some additional unlocked missions that I have to complete. We're introduced to Allmind as a character and not just a computer support system for mercenaries. Allmind's plan as a seemingly sentient being is to release Coral and let it grow throughout the entire universe. Sounds evil, let's do it. At the end of chapter 4, instead of fighting the coolest and hardest boss in the game, we find Snail's secret hiding spot and take him out before he gets a chance to stun us and have us forced to play with that god-awful mech again. We also fight G5 Ikwazu, who is informed that we would be here, likely from All Mind? We again have to stop the Xylem from crashing into the siphon, but in this new mission, we're destroying parasite modules. At the same time as this, we hear Walter and Carla talk over the comms until All Mind deals with a pair of them, and I have to deal with Chatty once again. Right at the edge of the world, we find out that we, Raven, are the trigger for the coral release since we made contact with Ari. So that only means one thing. All Minds needs to delete us in order for it to release. This really epic fight starts out, and then we learn that G5 Ikwazu is back again and uploaded into the mind of All Mind so that he can have another chance at killing us, and that he doesn't care about what All Mind has in their plan. Petty. During phase 2, we get the help of Ari, and then Ikwazu figures out that Ari has been speaking to him also through the entire game, which has been making him go crazy to cause him to hate us even more, and then to destroy me. No.
It's just you and me. It was always so easy for you. The old Jen who could do it all. What makes you special?
Oh my goodness, let's go. Get wrecked. With the fight over, we decide to trigger the core and blow ourselves up anyway. Weird, but okay. Okay. We eventually come to with the world being consumed by coral. And with that, we've completed 3 playthroughs and every single mission. Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but I got this trophy. Stargazer for all missions. Heck yeah. With all the fun out the way, actually, I get to explain the most painful part of any trophy list, and it's not multiplayer, it is collectibles. Is that a hot take? Be honest, because I bloody hate collectibles. And this game, they're in the form of combat logs. As per the name, you get these from combat, usually fighting a mini boss somewhere in the level, but some can be so far out the way, like this guy. Who on their own would find this guy hidden away like this? Who? Anyway, in total, there are 82 combat logs. Most I got through natural play, others, well, you just saw how that went. My next 2 trophies are also technically collectibles, but they're more fun since they're mech parts to customize my suit. There are trophies for collecting all frame legs, boosters, and chest pieces that I got earlier in the video. These are just a few hidden in chests in various missions, but they're all mostly rewards from the mission itself or even the arenas. We're at the make or break of the Platinum Trophy. There are 59 missions in the entire game, including the alternative missions that I had to play through on my New Game Plus and the New Game Plus Plus playthroughs. I have to get an S rank on all 59 of these missions. The requirements for the S rank are damage taken, clear time, enemies defeated, and ammo used. What a joke. At this point, I've played through the missions enough times that most of these only take 2 to 6 minutes, and I used the same loadout that I used in all 3 playthroughs. I didn't have to deviate too much to account for more speed or raw damage, which was nice. There are only 2 missions that gave me a lot of trouble. The first one is escorting the weaponized mining ship, the alt version. There are 4 waves in total, the first wave being 2 MTs that absolutely nuke your health, but they're not too terrible with some of the long range rockets that you can equip. The second and third wave are these cogwheels that if you're not flying, they're just going to roll into you, spew fire all over my tasty corpse. It's not ideal. And the fourth and final wave, if I make it that far, is 2 more MTs. As I mentioned, to get the S rank, it's mostly based on time and health, and this did actually cause me to change my build quite a bit to a more rocket range build rather than my cool laser dagger pew pew build. Please. The last one. Give me the S. Give me it. For 59. For 59! The perfect mercenary. Hell yes. So you've made it, I've made it, and I'm on the last trophy. I've mentioned that there are some secret chests through some of the missions. Well, some of them are so secret, I haven't found them on my own in the 30 hours I've put into the game. The ones I've missed contain some of the weapons that I needed for the trophy, so I just went back through the mission, grabbing these weapons, but I did have to finish the mission in order for it to count. I think this is the last weapon I needed. I think this is it. Once he blows up, yep, he's done. Skip. We get the weapon. Okay. Okay, I've got to buy it for my other arm. Weapon collector. Let's go. Oh. Asset holder. I've got all the parts. I've got the 100%. Let's go, Armored Core, for mech's sake. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one.